Welcome to Never Vegan. I'm Josh. I play guitar loud and I eat meat. Today we discuss Jack Black and celebrity vegans. I saw an article the other day about Jack Black declaring that everyone should go vegan because of cow farts. So let's take a look at this article here. Jack Black, very fat, very overweight, 50 years old, 2 years older than me. Looks like a grandpa, looks like a big fat grandpa. I'm guessing he's eating the standard American diet, cheeseburgers, etc. So let's look. Okay, so it says Jack Black may not be vegan himself, but the actor says he thinks everyone should be. I mean, if that's not the definition of hypocrisy, what is? No, he said in response to the veganism question, but I would like to be. I am in spirit, and really it's time for everyone to consider that lifestyle. Why? Because the environment. Why? For the environment, it turns out. I found out that vegans are better for the environment. Why? Cow farts. Okay, first of all, that's bullshit. He just heard that from one of his liberal celebrity friends, of course. They love to believe that that's the case. And second of all, he's not even doing it anyways, so what the hell's the point of even stating this or declaring that it's better for the environment? So he's basically saying it is better for the environment, but I'm not doing it. So, I mean, you're a pretty crappy virtue signaler. And that's really all this is he's virtue signaling, saying this is the best thing, this is what everyone should be doing. But he's not even doing it, so he's a crappy ass virtue signaler. Now let's look at what virtue signaling is. The definition: noun, the action or practice of publicly expressing opinions or sentiments intended to demonstrate one's good character or the moral correctness of one's position on a particular issue. So that's all he's doing, but he's really bad at it because he's not even doing the thing he's signaling about or declaring that should be done. It's a classic thing amongst liberal celebrities. You know, they talk about the carbon footprint and things, and then they fly private jets everywhere, have yachts, etc., consuming a massive carbon footprint while claiming that that's super important and everyone should live a carbon, negative or neutral lifestyle or minimal carbon footprint. All the while traveling in, like I said, in private jets and consuming tons of fossil fuels in a typical virtue signaler fashion. So let's look at some other celebrities here that are vegan or have gone vegan recently, and I'll make some comments as if I know anything about these people. Okay, Ellen Pompeo. I don't think it's tricky at all, she says. It's actually easier because meat, you have to cook it before it goes bad. Grains and lentils and rice and beans, everything's in the pantry already. Oh, yeah. Okay, Benedict Cumberbatch. Okay, let's go back here one, because Tom Brady. And I'm not one of these carnivore people that says everyone that's not carnivore is a physically failing piece of crap. Obviously, Tom Brady excels at his sport and is one of, if not the greatest, quarterbacks of all time. He is consuming protein, though. Definitely not vegan. Okay, Benedict Cumberbatch. His most beautiful vegan. Mm-hmm. Zac Efron. This one is, we definitely know he didn't build his physique being vegan, okay? You can't build that kind of muscle on vegan. At the most, he's struggling to maintain that. And we'll see how that works out for him as he ages. Beyonce. This is the second time the singer went vegan. She partnered up with husband Jay-Z for a 22-day vegan challenge in 2013. Yeah, again, trying to drag all her supporters along with her. Bill Clinton. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Well, remember the old joke about Bill Clinton? When Phil Hartman would play him on SNL, he'd be going to McDonald's eating the standard American diet. So he may have experienced some immediate benefits changing from the standard American diet to veganism. But he's been very, very declining in health in recent years, so I don't think it's doing him any favors. Okay, again, we all love it. It's not only good for our health and makes us feel good, but it's also good for the planet. Oh, pat yourself on the back, bitch. See, that's really all this is they want to pat themselves on the back for what a good person they are. Okay, well, let's I don't even want to look at more of these. Okay, the Jason Mraz. A guy in my band found out he had type 2 diabetes and felt the only way he could help himself was to go raw. I did it as a partner for him so it would be a little easier. Yeah, the old cure type 2 diabetes with veganism trick, huh? There's nothing better to reverse or eliminate type 2 diabetes than going low carb or carnivore. There's tons of stories of people eliminating their need for any diabetic medication and becoming non-diabetic as a result of going carnivore or super low carb. To be fully honest, you could probably eliminate and reverse your diabetes depending on the types of vegetables and the amount of carbohydrates and things you're still consuming. Definitely not optimal, as we know. So there's a couple common threads here amongst all these celebrities. Number one, they're virtue signaling, and they're just reacting off of emotions and what makes them feel good and make them feel like they can pat themselves on the back for being a good person. And there's nothing based in facts here. It's all just based on emotion and wanting to feel good. And the main reasons that they all state are, number one, it's more ethical for animals. Number two, it's better for their health. And number three, better for the environment. Well, first of all, okay, if it's more ethical to animals, that's only because when they buy meat at the grocery store, they're seeing the carcass of an animal, and that hurts their feelings. They don't realize many, many sentient beings are being killed in the production of their vegetables and their grains. And they don't see those carcasses. They don't see the foxes being hunted. All the animals that are run over by the combines in the production of their grains and vegetables. They don't see all those sentient beings dying in the production of their food. And because they don't see the carcass of those animals, they get to feel better about eating the vegetables. Not to mention, if you're consuming vegetables that are not grown in your locale, I live in the upper Midwest, odds are if you're vegan up here, your food is being shipped in. How much carbon is produced just getting the vegetables to their location? Everybody loves avocados. Well, where do those come from? Definitely not the upper Midwest. They're getting flown in somewhere. Wouldn't it be better to just eat a cow that was from our state that we live in now and maybe had to come a couple hours drive? So that's complete bullshit. Been debunked many times that it's better for the animals or the environment to consume only vegetables and not meat. But when you live in a bubble in California and all your liberal friends are telling you that this is the best thing, you just have to be one of the pack. That's why Jack Black is especially disappointing, because he's not even living that. He's not even doing it at all. He just hypocritically declares everyone else should be vegan for the planet. But is he going to? No, definitely not. Another one that bothers me is Neil Brennan. I love him as a comedian. And he said recently on his podcast, he honestly doesn't give a shit about the animals. He's purely doing it just for the environment. So, it's, again, not that great at virtue signaling. He's basically saying, I don't give a shit about the animals. He would eat them if that was better for the environment. And he's only doing it because of climate change. And his day-to-day, it says in his tweet, my day-to-day decisions affect climate change. Stop waiting for government and tech intervention. Then he links to a Vox video here, which just, talks about how crappy meat is to produce. Bottom line is there's nothing worse for the environment than the production of monocrop agriculture. All these grains and things that are used to produce your vegan food and your soybeans. There's nothing worse for the environment than that. The best thing for the environment, and the least impact on the environment, is large roaming ruminant animals like cows grazing on pastures and then us eating those. That's the least impact on the environment. So if you're a vegan, understand that many animals will die in the production of your food. Again, like I stated earlier, you're just not looking at their carcass in the package, and that, I guess, makes it easier for you to deal with the fact that that's happening. I guess you just don't have to see it. So that's kind of some celebrities that have bothered me recently. And, the celebrity trend and of going vegan is especially problematic because they influence our culture, and it makes its way into policy. Because all these celebrities do have a lot of influence on people, and that's when you start seeing things show up in public schools. You start seeing TED Talks on how meat's bad for you and gets demonized, much like tobacco was, and that's why I started this channel and feel the need to contribute my voice to that, because there needs to be voices out there to counteract this large wave of veganism that is currently trendy right now. So thanks for your attention today. To help resist the cult of vegan oppression, please visit patreon.com/nevervegan.